What's up, YouTube? Dreamkiller come at you with another video, and welcome to another episode of DK Talks, where I shoot the shit about anything that comes to mind, whether it be a particular movie that I've seen recently, a certain video game that needs to be talked about, anything and everything I shoot the shit about. And today, we are going to talk about Ghostbusters 2016, the newly rebooted Ghostbusters movie that's had, mixed feelings from audiences. The dust has settled. It's been out for a while now, but as always, a little warning: if you do not want the movie spoiled, but let's be fair, people, there's nothing to spoil about this movie whatsoever. But however, if you do not want spoilers, I will suggest that you stop this video right now, go see the movie, and come back. Okay, is everyone gone? Okay. Okay, so Ghostbusters 2016. I came into this movie with the lowest expectations possible. I was not looking forward to this movie whatsoever. It was the one movie all movies I've seen where I had the lowest expectations whatsoever. And so, what did I think of it? At the end of the day, the movie was okay, surprisingly. The movie had a good balance of good jokes and bad jokes, some reminiscence of the original movie, and then some. So starting off with the good. Like I said, some jokes were good. They were on point, and I was happy by that. I was expecting this to be constant bad jokes throughout because that's what I kept hearing from reviews and so on and so forth. And another good thing, surprisingly, is some of the characters. Granted, Melissa McCarthy is Melissa McCarthy, and as of late, I've gotten tired of her form of comedy. She's still a great person. Don't get me wrong; she's still a great comedian, but her form of comedy is starting to get stale. So she's herself. Kristen Wiig, I don't like Kristen Wiig's comedy. It's too awkward and boring at the same time. So didn't like Kristen Wiig all that much. God, I should have researched names, but there was uh the engineer girl Ghostbuster with the pixie with the tomboy hair that was kind of acting weird throughout the movie. I liked her the most. She was my favorite character, although her constant smiling and weirdness uh kind of got a little overdone at some points. And then there was the black female Ghostbuster. Again, I really should have looked up names, but and I hardly ever do research to this before I start. So, but yeah, she was good too. But I'm not as bad as Kristen Wiig, but she's second least favorite of mine. So cast was great, and the good best part slash bad part was Chris Hemsworth's part in the movie. I thought it was really odd how Chris and Hemsworth ended up in this movie. There was jokes about it. There was all that stuff. He played the secretary, receptionist, sorry, to the Ghostbusters, and he's pretty much that macho head, meathead that's kind of dumb. It was funny. There was some moments where he was funny as fuck, but then at some points his dumbness kind of got redundant, almost to the point where it was kind of unnecessary at times. Half the time, I think Chris Hemsworth was kind of just not digging it half the time because you can tell in his performance half the time he was not digging what he was doing. But that was great. Those were the good things. And unfortunately, there were some bad things. Apart from the good jokes that were on par, there were jokes that were just unnecessary. One joke in particular that I could not stand, that made me cringe, facepalm myself, and whatnot, was the female vagina fart joke. Talk about someone farted and they made a joke that it was from the front, and I'm like, why? Just why? Why'd you have to make that joke? That joke was so unnecessary. It just didn't need to be there. Didn't need to be said. This whole thing wanted for females in general to want more equality among men. Jokes like that don't help. They don't. I was severely disappointed that they would seriously let that joke fly. And that was just one of many. I can't reference all of them, but that one joke in particular really unsettled me. It was not funny, it was unnecessary. So, yeah, there were bad jokes mixed in with the good jokes. That's the pattern with this entire movie was there was a good joke, there was a bad joke. There was a good joke, there was a bad joke. There was a good scene, there was a bad scene. It just kept repeating that over and over again. And that's what made it an okay film at the end of the day. Now, we'll get to the best part, which was the cameos. It was rumored way before this movie's advertisement that there was going to be cameos from the original cast. We had when I was surprised as fuck that he said yes to this. Bill Murray was in it. What was it? Um, Again, I'm forgetting names, but the black guy from the original Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd. Who else? Oh, unfortunately, what's his name? I'm so sorry for forgetting names, but Harold Ramis, yeah, because he died, he didn't get to show up, unfortunately, which was saddening. I think there was the cameo where there was a statue of him. That was his cameo, which it was great. But yeah, rest in peace, Harold Ramis. You are a great person. We even had the receptionist from the original Ghostbusters show up as the hotel receptionist in the movie, which I was surprised by that. But what shocked me the most was Sigourney Weaver. She played the mentor to the weird engineer chick Ghostbuster, which that's impressive. When you get a Academy nominee actress such as Sigourney Weaver, who granted was in the original cast, but she could have said no to this, but she didn't. She did this. She did her cameo. It was pretty surprising to see her. I was genuinely surprised. One disappointment I was saddened by with one of the cameos was Bill Murray. I was surprised that he agreed to be in a cameo because he's been hesitant about anything Ghostbusters related, even though his voice acting in the Ghostbusters video game was superb. But in this cameo, however, I felt like he really wasn't giving it his all. He didn't have that sarcastic kind of comedy that he's well known for and I love for. It was more kind of an asshole type persona that he was diving in because he was playing a one of those debunkers of the Ghostbusters. He didn't believe in ghosts and all that shit, which was kind of funny and ironic. But he kind of laid it down as a dick. I mean, he could have been sarcastic the whole time about it, but he wasn't. He was kind of not really giving it his fullest, which I was kind of saddened by. But it was great that he made an appearance at all because the fact that you get Bill Murray, who sometimes doesn't want anything to do with anything Ghostbusters, when you get him involved, you got yourself a pretty decent movie at best. And and finally, like the weakest point of the movie, in my opinion, was the villain. The villain is this guy who he's one of those generic bullied throughout his life, has a job that he doesn't like, has people that don't care about him that make fun of him, and that gives him cause for hating humanity and wanting to destroy it. And his goal was to create these barriers, gather all the ghosts, and then release the barrier and set all these ghosts free. And he will conquer the earth with these ghosts. It was kind of generic. I really was disappointed by this villain because they didn't give us enough to want to be motivated to want to know about him, to give a shit about him. It really wasn't good. I mean, I liked the part when he took over Chris Hemsworth's character's body. It was funny for that particular point in time, but then afterwards, it was just stale. The villain was stale at the end of the day. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Uh, Pretty much Ghostbusters become Ghostbusters. It's pretty much rehashing what the original did, but kind of at the same time making it its own. So the Ghostbusters become the Ghostbusters. They stop the villain, and originally they're not really liked upon in society because The whole thing of humanity won't understand because they fear what they don't understand bullshit. But over time, they give the Ghostbusters credit where credit's due, and they become heroes within New York, which is really what you expect out of the movie. You don't expect any less out of it. So, like I said, this movie was surprisingly okay. I was not expecting it to be okay. I was expecting it to be a shit fest throughout. Here's where my problem is stained from because of this. The reason I had my doubts about this movie, the reason I was in agreeing with people who were hardcore Ghostbusters fans saying this movie is gonna be a pile of crap, was this all bullshit with feminists saying, oh, if you don't like this movie, you're a male race or what is this? Oh, you're a male sexist pig. And that's what turned me off the most was these feminists. And at the same time, the Ghostbusters fans were kind of overdoing it too, where they're hate for it. That's what turned me off the most, both from the feminists and the fan base. They just ruined, my experience for it because when I first heard the rumors about, them possibly making another Ghostbusters movie, you know, I was happy for the fact. And then the whole idea, being the all female group of Ghostbusters, and that started the flow work of feminists bitching about it and fans bitching about it. It was just people bitching about it that ruined the whole experience for me. And that's why I had low expectations and I didn't give a shit about it at first. But then coming in as I watched the movie, find out it was okay, I'm like, God damn you people. This is your fault why didn't like this to begin with. But now I have a fresh new take about it because I got to see it. I got to actually, you know, see it firsthand and actually get my own opinion about it. So, to those people who are still hesitant about wanting to go see this movie, go see it. Is it worth seeing 2 times? Is it worth seeing multiple times? Hell no. See it once. Wait for the Blu-ray to come out. It's only worth one scene at best. But don't be hesitant about it. It's actually better than what people make it out to be. Don't listen to the reviews. Don't listen to feminists. Don't listen to fanboys. Make your own opinion. Go to the movies and make your own opinion about it. That's what I highly recommend anyone who is hesitant about this movie. That's it. That's all I got to say. That was my review for Ghostbusters. If you have any opinions about this movie, good, bad, don't give a shit, didn't fucking see the movie, let me know in the YouTube comment section down below. And as always, hit that little like button on the corner of this video because every like supports me. And also, if you like this video, subscribe because as always, I have many more videos to come like this. Thank you all for watching. That's all I got to say. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming, and Ghostbusters fans keep on rocking. But don't be a fanboy.